Me, because you ain't here sounding and talking all crazy. Why do you butcher every song?
Just call me Bob the Butcher.
I just can't believe that here you are, a entertainer, a musician, and what you do to a song makes no sense.
You know, sometimes you gotta chop it up.
You don't. I'm sorry.
Did
I not let you get it out?
Not at all.
I meant to let you get it out first. Go get it out, baby.
No, you don't.
I apologize.
See, there you go. There you go.
I said, but I wasn't butchering the song.
But that thing is contagious.
You know, you changed the whole beat of the song and your own goofy words.
That thing
You're tearing up. It don't make no sense. Have some respect for the artist. Isaac Hayes family gonna come see you too.
They gonna have to.
Same way they went to go see your boy. They gonna come see you too. Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to. I'm sorry, I just turned around and saw Ilhan Omar.
Dude, I love her.
Feisty mama.
I love her. Yeah, she got that.
I just saw Ilhan. And I mean, she was pointing with it. Like, say it again. I'm like, okay. So, welcome to the show. You are listening to, what's the name of this program? Say Something Real with Michelle Bryant here on WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. Let me say good morning to the brothers in the studio. Mr. Rideout. No, we done heard.
Hey,
we done heard from
hey, I thought I'd tell you. I got something for you.
Don't be on.
I got something for you. I got something for you, Shell.
How you doing this morning?
Well,
fam?
you know, Shell.
I don't know.
This is Question Wednesday.
It is Question Wednesday.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm
Got a
ready for
question
that.
for you.
I look ready. I'm ready.
I see you ready.
Let's do this.
So, if two vegans get into an argument,
Yeah.
is it still considered beef? He was just shaking his head. He said, I need prayer. Is it still considered beef? Have you,
to the listeners.
What was that favorite word? The world would want to know.
yeah, so, you know, I asked myself said, you know what? Go ask Shell. You know?
So it would be considered beef alternative.
Oh.
It would be considered mock beef.
Oh, mock beef. Okay. I didn't know.
Plant-based beef. Amazing beef. So,
I didn't know.
That was it. That's one of your better words.
Okay.
You know, you actually get you get points for that.
Right.
Now, the listeners
I don't know.
who continue to be concerned about the quality programming at this station, you know, y'all, we're doing the best we can.
Hey, you know, someone asked the question. I guess that someone is me.
So do you just need to play that on Wednesday mornings? Someone
asked the question, and then I asked. That someone is me, man. Yeah, that's me.
Clark, see, it just make coming to you so much easier.
I said beef broth.
Beef broth. Beef broth. That's actually good.
That's a good one.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Clark Kent. Who you with? Anybody but here, bro.
That's a good one, Jermaine.
I'm with anybody. Barbara said that. Barbara, you silly. Anybody but up in here. Man, it's, you know, Jermaine.
Hey, I was just wondering.
You just messed up my whole morning.
He do.
He messed up my whole morning.
You got all disbobulated, man.
Okay.
I just don't know why these thoughts come to me.
I don't know. What, we got yelling from the back? It was funny, man.
I said disbobulated.
Oh, discombobulated.
What happened now?
Bob lady.
Just a Bob.
That's why it be.
I hear it. He said just Baba lady.
He said just a Bob lady. Hey, but Diva came from the back. Y'all gonna let that slide?
I didn't hear it.
No, that's hilarious.
Just a Baba lady.
Y'all gonna let that slide?
Come on. That's a good morning.
All right.
Great morning.
Look, okay, well, let's get ready to roll. Is it a caller on the line already?
Yeah, someone asked the question.
Clark, you better learn how to work that camera. I know that.
I'm tired of looking at myself.
Because, I'm just saying, because Jermaine would be cleaning his teeth. He was cleaning his teeth the other day. And I was like, for real, Clark, you just got the camera just resting.
I'm here break dancing and dancing to myself, and I'm all on camera.
I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
this broke down cameraman.
People are cracking up.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was watching the show because somebody asked me a question. I was like, well, let me go back and watch the show and see what I see.
Oh, man.
And man, I'm just talking for like 15 minutes. The camera was on you the whole time. And then you was cleaning your braces. I was like,
come on.
I was like, Clark, what is you doing, man?
What do you put the picture on?
And I mean, he didn't even sleep over there. He's looking at the screen. Joe is literally looking at the screen.
Looking at me, looking at him.
You answering the phone. Hello? Write down phone number.
Jesus.
I was like, come on,
man,
Clark.
man. All right,
What is going on, man? Good morning, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Hey, what's up, Quay Coop? Love it. I see our team on it. Somebody said the chocolate Superman. Yeah, he ain't real super right now.
He's more like man.
Clark Kent.
SpongeBob up in here. I'm like, what's going on? Somebody said it's too early in the morning to be laughing like this. Yeah, but y'all come on now. Y'all see it.
I have to ask the question, man.
Especially people on YouTube like, man, slap Clark. Spin the camera.
It's like spin the wheel.
Move that camera, man. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Well, good morning, Angela. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. God is good. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right, I love you. Your stuff was right on time. It was really on time. It really lifted my spirit.
Well, you know,
Thank
Angela,
you so very much.
if there's two vegans in the place and they're arguing,
You ain't got to repeat your
you
little
gotta
joke.
express
Okay, you got your laugh, man. Move on.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
maybe
right
you ain't
now,
got to repeat.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
She told me to leave it alone, man. I'm gonna leave it
That
alone.
really helped me. It lifted my spirits was already lifted, but you really lifted
Did he?
it.
Did
And I
he?
really, really thank you for that.
Did
I'm
he?
glad I can lift your
Yes.
spirit
Did he?
higher.
Very much.
Did he, Angela?
Higher.
Because
I give you your cool.
I think it's some favoritism going on up in here.
It's not. No, it is not. I really, I'm going through something with a family member, so I love her. I'm not gonna what that other person put in her ear ain't true. And I needed what Rydolph said, because y'all may not be biological family, but y'all family. Y'all stick together no matter what. And this is my biological sister, who I love dearly. She gonna let somebody else on the outside put something in her ear that I didn't say. But you know what? I still love her. I love that person regardless.
I mean, this is one time you do. You keep your head above the fray. It's a message.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about this, let's talk. Just know I love you regardless, and we'll work this out later. But whenever you want to talk about it, you know how to hit me up.
Yeah, she do. She do.
And then leave it there.
Angela.
Don't linger in that.
Answer a
No,
quick
I'm
question.
done.
Answer a quick question.
Yes.
Are both of y'all vegans?
You gonna just wear this little joke out? You know how to lead a room.
I'm just
Leave
asking.
them wanting more, man.
Oh, I got a whole
Stop
bunch
acting
more.
like Donald Trump.
I got a whole
You
bunch
acting
more.
thirsty right now.
Am I?
You acting
Listen.
thirsty for a compliment.
Bobby Womack said if
And
I
a
was
laugh.
thirsty, I asked for some water. That's what Bobby
You
Womack said. He
acting
wanted
thirsty
some.
right now.
That's what Bobby Womack
Angela already called in here. And,
Do it, dude. Come on now.
See?
Don't overdo it.
yeah, see, she telling you don't overdo it. See?
Don't overdue. It's
Angela,
time
Angela.
down, get in your corner and pick your teeth.
Angela,
Be chill. What?
Angela, it's more than you that need more of me.
Okay, so then let them have you. But you did what you did for the day. You did what you did for the day. So carry on. It's something else. Now, that joke is gone. Find another.
Hey, you know what, Angela? I got another one for you
She
right now.
said
I got
that
another
joke
one for you.
is
Right
gone.
now. You want to hear
See,
it?
that's why you got put out of class.
That is.
That's
too.
exactly
I just
why.
kept going.
Man, Angela, say what you gotta
But
say.
you know, don't do what I think you're gonna do. Because then when I call back, you're not gonna really like what I'm saying to you.
Angela, I got a whole bunch to say.
So make sure that you study what you finna do carefully.
Hey, you know what? That's why I got kicked out of class because I didn't study, Angela. You know.
You know what?
That's not my fault. I love you guys.
Love you, Angela. Appreciate you,
Bye-bye.
sis. Angela said, "Let it go,
Look,
bro."
I got a whole bunch of more jokes.
Like,
man.
I'm telling you, man, you gotta
I got
see.
jokes.
That's the thing.
I got a jacket full of jokes.
Leave
I
them
can
wanting
never-
more. You
listen.
gotta know how to lead a room.
I got a plethora.
Yeah, no.
Did
You
I say that
know,
right, Debo?
you'll have everybody just like, yeah.
No, I got a plethora.
And then they'll be like,
Why he keep
again.
going? Yeah,
For real.
yeah.
I mean, because it was good.
But I got some more.
Hit them, get in and get out.
No,
Get in and get
look,
out.
I hit and hit again.
I'm trying to, but the next hit may not be that
Oh no,
good.
this one is good.
Nah, I'm not messing with
So
you.
you want to hear?
Nope.
That was quick.
She signed, sealed, and delivered that.
I'm
note.
just saying. All right, family. Look, lot to get to this morning. Don't seem like it, but there's actually some news, some quality programming. I know Keith Pierce is at home like,
What is happening?
this nigga talking about my show. she had a nerve because I heard him yesterday when he brought up, I know Michelle's gonna have something to say. Mock chicken legs. Like that's Black history. He brought up mock chicken legs. Like it was Black history. I was like, oh, this man is so special, bro. But yeah, he at the house on the lanai right now. You know, it's a little cold, but he got outdoor heating. And yeah, he's on the lanai, and he's like, and she talks about my programming. But yeah, no, well, he don't drink coffee no more. Yeah, you know, he's evolved.
Well, I thought the best part of waking up.
No,
Folgers in your cup.
he on you know $13 water. Whatever's the most bougie water. Let me see. Let me Google it. What's the most expensive water you can buy? Most
Somebody said
expensive.
exit stage right.
Yeah. See. Thank you. What's the most expensive water? The most expensive bottled water in the world is typically Acqua di Cristallo, Tributo e Modigliani. It sells for $60,000.
Water
a bottle.
for 60 racks.
The bottle is designed by Fernando Altamirano, handcrafted, coated in 24 karat gold.
Oh, that's
The water itself is a blend of natural springs in France and Fiji. You know how we like our Fiji water, with added glacier water from Iceland. The luxury features of this bottle, it is said to contain, 5 milligrams of 23 karat gold dust, and is marketed as a luxury collector's item. Yes. And then in Japan, they have Filioco water, $1,300. Nevas, $1,180. And then for the rest of y'all broke people, Bling.
water.
Now they got Bling water. This in y'all price range. Bling H2O, US-based brand known for its Swarovski crystal-studded frosted bottles, $219 for a liter. And then there are some others. One of these bottles is at Keith's house right now. I'm telling y'all right now. He got one of these bottles. Now, I don't know if he got the $60,000 bottle.
That's crazy.
Is that not crazy?
Listen, that
water.
That water better talk
Yeah,
to me.
right.
Water.
Water.
Yeah, like now this bottle is cold. I'll buy this water for the bottle. Water for the bottle. $210. Roy, ROI water. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Keith got one of these. Oh, look at this bottle. MAYU.
So
double swirl, $3.59. Dang.
So I wonder if the water tastes.
Oh, it's got to be amazing.
Like that spring, like from like hot springs.
Yeah, like when you buy.
It comes like straight from the rock.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, there is some place. Is it in Kentucky where my mom and them would go when they would be out vacation and doing cabins and all this crap, and they would go to this one spring to get the water.
Yeah,
and my mom and them, they was like, Michelle.
Yeah,
we drive an extra hour out the way to go to this area. So, I didn't know I was gonna go down that little rabbit hole, but somebody balling out this morning. All right, family. So there's a lot to get to. I was trying to get that rib tip dinner.
Man, you.
Somebody had the nerve to get. In fact, not just somebody. A couple people had the nerve to get at me yesterday and say, "You ain't getting that dinner, right? You're not gonna be able to hold out." I was like, "Oh, I'm getting a dinner. Yeah, I'm not getting a dinner." I will be interested to know what a number of you thought about the State of the Union address, if in fact you watched it. I did the highlight reels. I was on a podcast last night, Facts Over Feelings, with my man Dorian, so I wasn't, really at home to be situated, but I did turn on Sirius and I did listen to some of the little highlights. And by the time I actually went back and looked at my phone, I went to CNN just, because they was doing real time updates. I saw Congressman Al Green, being ushered out of the room because he had held up a sign, "Black people aren't apes." And I love Al Green, and he handsome, but I love Al Green. And so I watched tidbits. There was no way. I was more interested in just timing how long the speech was going to go. I think they said when it was all said and done, 1 hour and 48 minutes, most of which was a bunch of smoke and mirrors. I saw Republicans weighing in. Great speech, wonderful speech. Oh my God. And, it's just asinine. Many Democrats did not show up. The Wisconsin delegation of Democrats did attend. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin was there with the guest, Congresswoman Gwen Moore. Jermaine pointed out for me that Congresswoman Moore had on a pen that said, what, Jermaine? Where's the...
release the Epstein file.
Okay, Congresswoman. Release the Epstein files. And Congressman Mark Pocan, from what I understand, was in attendance. I know I saw Congressman Danny Davis, but when I say it was white than a mug up in that building, I was like, where is the Black people, brown people? And a lot of the members of the Black Caucus, Congressional Black Caucus, opted not to be in attendance. And, you looked at all of the military personnel, just lily white. I'm like, this is exactly what they want. This is exactly what him and these stooges up here behind him and, the little people, this is what they want. Just this whitening of America. And I just looked around that room, and it like that room did not reflect the country that we live in. It did not. It in no way reflected the country that we, hey Shelby, what's happening, sis? It in no way reflected the country that we live in. And it was sickening just to see the camera shot and Donald Trump in that cotton candy hair. I just can't believe this man is the president. He looked like a circus clown. I just, I don't want to do personal attacks, but somebody said missed it on purpose. I know, because a lot of people, that line that we hear and a lot of people say now, I got to protect my peace. Because you already knew what was getting ready to happen. So I am interested, if you had an opportunity, if you decided to watch it, if you didn't watch it, I'm interested in that too. Because I know it was a struggle. And I'm getting old. I can't spend my days like this. What Deion Cole said, you only got so many summers left. And I can't spend my time like that. I already knew what this man was getting ready to say. but I will go through what other political pundits have pulled out as some of the highlights. But to the point that Jermaine made about seeing that pin on Congresswoman Moore, some stuff you had to see it for yourself to understand it and appreciate it. So let me do this. Let me take a break. When I come back, I got a caller. I can take them before I go. Oh, okay. Well, let me take a break. And then when I come back, we'll get into that and get into a number of other things that happened in relationship to some of the comments that Trump made. And I got to tell y'all, did y'all know that Luke from 2 Live Crew is running for Congress? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, Luke is running for Congress. Luther Campbell.
Wow.
And he actually talked about being at Mar-a-Lago at a event. And he said Epstein, them, and everybody was there. And he said he was looking around the room and he was like, yeah, no, I need to get up out of here. he literally said, I will pull up his quote. He talked about this in an interview, but he said it was like underage girls in there. He said, and the party was a different kind of vibe because it wasn't no music. He's like, wait, what's happening up here? And he said everything about it felt. This is Luke, who had to sue for his music to not be banned. So when somebody like Luke says this party look nasty and I can't stay, you know it's a freak show. So let me get this caller and then I'm gonna go to break. Hey caller, what's happening?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
All is well. Just calling from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, what's going on?
A little this, a little that. You know how it goes.
I like it.
And to your crew, is Debo in there?
He in the back. He can hear you now.
Okay, he kind of silent today to Mr. Ride Out and who you with and all y'all.
Yes, sir.
Hey, speaking of Luke, the 2 Live Crew. Hey, listen. I briefly. I'm gonna be very brief.
Okay.
I watched it yesterday.
All right.
And I was like you. You know, I sat back and I thought about many years ago. That's how that State of the Union looked. It was all Caucasians.
Yeah.
You know, all Caucasians. And then they showed this little clip, you know, where the Supreme Court justice was getting prepared to come out and do whatever they're going to do. And they got the black men cleaning off their robes and stuff and making sure the robes is fitted. You know, I guess we would call butlers or valets at the time.
Right.
Then the second thing is Black History Month. Didn't acknowledge it. Didn't give award to nobody for some outstanding achievement for our black people. I thought that was another thing that I noticed. And then he took pride in saying he ended DEI and cut people off of food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I thought that was amazing that they got up and stood up and you know, and gave a round of applause for we ended DEI. That's what the clown said. You know, so to all my Republican friends, and I have a lot of them, and that's their preference. You know, that's what we got right there, because the State of the Union is supposed to be, in my understanding of it, is to bring the union together. This is where the union stands. This is the improvement that we need to make. This is my goal, my plan, my administration to move us toward that goal, so that we can be, you know, of one union. We the people, you know. But thanks for taking my call.
No, thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
I appreciate what you're doing, and y'all stay well. And last thing, Michelle.
Yes.
If my buddy Chris Heavy Levy is listening, see how I got into Michelle's show? I can't even get into his show.
Chris is a mess, man. I just talked to Chris yesterday. He listened.
Hey, we go back a lot. This is Roddy Howard. I'm letting him know who this is. I call in and I can't get in, and then he got his regulars. I don't know if they got a private connection with him. But
get at him, bro. Get at him. Get at him.
Yeah, because I can't get in. I've been trying for the last several weeks because him and Debo, they make my Saturday mornings, before I go to these little 4 hours at this little job. So love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for the laughter, and y'all be well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Sure appreciate you. I got to go to break. But, yeah, get at Chris Levy because he do got his little regulars. It's hard to call in to Chris. I got to call his cell phone if I want something. Like, I know you see me calling. Yeah. But I don't know why nobody called Debo show. Ooh, Jesus. Somebody did that yesterday. Somebody did it yesterday. I thought I was going to pass out. I was like, this mess is all over the city.
Well, he should have never messed with me.
Yeah. The first thing they said, Jermaine is a fool. Yes, he is. Somebody said the State of the Union could have been a drinking game with buzz phrase like never before. Yeah. Let me take a break. I'll be right back, y'all. their cars right now, messing up their work clothes. they popping at their file cabinet. So people that was listening, watching on YouTube and Facebook, we was playing Luke. Yeah. And let me just say, Nashville, Chris Levy sent me emojis. He was cracking up laughing. He heard you, bro. But y'all remember Uncle Luke, 1990s. You couldn't go in a club and his stuff would come on. Everybody, all the wallflowers, everybody was on the dance floor. Yeah. And Luke had an album called As Nasty as They Want to Be that a Florida judge declared was so obscene they did not want it sold in stores. It was a landmark case, Skywalker Records versus Navarro, which resulted in an appellate court overturning the obscenity ruling in 1992, affirming that the sexually explicit rap was protected under artistic expression. This is Luke Campbell, Uncle Luke as he was known, and the 2 Live Crew. And they had to sue for their First Amendment rights. The Broward County Sheriff's Office aimed to ban the album, and a judge ruled it met the obscenity standard, leading to arrest of record store owners and performances being halted. Campbell argued for freedom of speech with lawyers representing expert testimony that the lyrics were parody and artistic expression rather than obscene, a battle that cost him over $1 million in legal fees. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals reversed the decision in 1992, stating that a work cannot be held obscene without meeting all the elements of what they call the Miller test. And I can talk about that. But bottom line, there are some aspects of this that Luther Campbell still continues to fight even in 2026, recently involved in a copyright lawsuit to reclaim ownership of the 2 Live Crew's music. So there is all kinds of stuff going on. But I give you that background because everybody, I said it would be some kids in the car looking at their mama and daddy when they start, moving to some Luke music and like, what's going on right now? Because everybody ain't up. And I give you the background. So this boy had to go sue to be able to have his album out because they said it was so obscene. So this is the backdrop to the resurfacing of a 2016 interview that Luke did. And he was talking about a party at Mar-a-Lago in the 1990s. So this clip has resurfaced in connection to the Epstein files. Now, let me just play. It's a real short clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll talk about the rest. Ready, Jay?
A lot of these women ain't of age. So when you got a whole bunch of these women running around, whether they of age or not, there's a lot of things going on. You just, some women look too young. Yeah, there was a lot of sex going on.
So that's Luke talking. During the interview, Luke said at this party at Mar-a-Lago that he recounted seeing naked women in rooms without music playing. So this ain't like you got strippers at the Players Ball and they dancing and doing a little jig, and making some change. Luke said, I'm used to seeing naked women, but music is usually playing. It's a pole somewhere in the room and somebody twirling or you getting a lap dance. It wasn't no music playing. When the host was asking him, so the host said, so quote, women just naked in rooms with no music. He responded by describing his discomfort. And that's when you heard that clip. When I started looking at some of these girls' faces, I was like, man, these girls don't look like they old enough, he said. Quote, I was like, I can't be up in here. I gotta go. If I'm going to jail, then somebody's going to extort me. He added, so you got a whole bunch of these women running around. Some women look too young. Were they old enough to be enjoying themselves? I don't know. When directly asked whether there was sex at the gathering, Uncle Luke replied, quote, of course there was sex. pressed further. You're saying that all of this was going on and you weren't clear as to whether these were adults. He answered, quote, I wasn't clear whether or not they were adults, and I wasn't clear whether or not I wanted to be in that kind of an environment with some of the other things that was going on, end of quote. In recounting the event, Uncle Luke also mentioned being invited alongside other well-known figures like Mike Tyson and Eddie Murphy. He said he ultimately chose to leave the party out of concern for potential legal trouble or extortion. This resurfaced clip is being framed on some online posts as evidence of disturbing behavior tied to Trump, often drawing the connections to the broader allegations and past associations involving Epstein. But this has been out there. This has been out there for a long time. Luther Campbell, Uncle Luke, is now running for Congress. Let me just pull that up real quick. And I'm coming. So if y'all got folks down in Florida, because now he's an activist, rapper and activist. Luther Campbell says he's running for Congress down in the 20th district. That's what I was looking for. The 20th congressional district. He said, quote, after decades of fighting for my community, from the courtroom defending free speech all the way to the United States Supreme Court, to building businesses that created jobs across the South, to mentoring and coaching thousands of young people into college, I have officially decided to run for Congress in Florida's 20th district. My first order of business is to qualify by petition and let the people speak. He is 65 years old. He said his priorities include job creation, affordable housing, and investing in youth programs. There is somebody, Sheila Sheriffless McCormick, who was indicted on campaign fraud and other multiple charges. That's who he is running against, that person for that seat. So first of all, look at how things come full circle. That this brother who had music that was out there that was considered so contentious that they tried to ban the music and arrest anybody that played it, to the fact that now he is trying to go to the halls of Congress himself. So I just wanted to make sure that people understood that background, that this clip has resurfaced. So as Trump sat there yesterday, a number of the women in the audience, congressional members, were dressed in white. Somebody sent me the picture of Congresswoman Moore with her pin on that had the where they black out some of the names and whatever, and saying release the files. But women were there to make, Democratic women were there to make a statement about these survivors. One of the people had, Congresswoman had a survivor there with her. And, so that part was an underlying theme. But in terms of some of the big takeaways from the State of the Union, and again, so many people have texted me or messaged me this morning, and they're like, I ain't watch. I refuse to watch. Fact checking was going on in real time. The number of things that Trump said that was just simply not true. He talked about the price of gas. And while gas is low, he was talking about, on average, it was below $2.30. And they were like, yeah, we can't find that. There was one place he said it was even $1.99. And somebody said, yeah, that's remote and out the way. We're not going to make that the standard. He talked about having banks now verify people's citizenship before being able to throw that out to be able to do banking with people. In terms of the economy, he kept insisting that the economy is great, that there was $18 trillion in investments. That was false. Even on his own federal website, I think they say $7 trillion in investments. So he's doubled the number that's even listed on his official government website. They, over and over, people have said this is a regular false claim that he makes, where he says in 12 months, I've secured commitments for more than $18 trillion. And let me be clear, securing a commitment and having $18 trillion in hand is two different things. And now that the Supreme Court has come in and decided that the tariffs were illegal and the administration has to pay back like $156 billion to businesses, you got to pay that back. But in some cases, if that money was already taken in, some of that money may have already been spent. And as I listened to that, I just sat there and I said, and this is why he was a failed personal businessman. This is why you file for bankruptcy 5 times or 6, because it's either 5 or 6 that I always hear with your own companies. This is why when they started his little TV show, the guy who helped to put the TV show together said, this dude didn't really have it going on. His boardroom was rank dank. We had to create and build a boardroom because we couldn't even really meet at his real company because it wasn't impressive at all. And Trump really wasn't sitting on a bunch of cash when he was doing his show. That show puts him back on and creates the illusion of a businessman. But when you get to see this dude in real time executing business, you realize he's a dun-dun-dun. You literally have now cost the U.S. $156 billion. Because I bet you if those dollars have already been taken in, a lot of that money has been spent. Think about it. You think we took in $156 billion and didn't nobody spend none of it? So we can just go and reverse the money back? FedEx has now filed a lawsuit against the United States government. We need our money back on them tariffs that the Supreme Court has now said is illegal. Run that back, bruh. Send it back. And this is the thing. American people talking about, oh, well, we're going to be getting our tariffs, because they said the average American household spent $1,700 extra connected to tariffs. I know how much my coffee costs. And I know it went from $11.99 for that tub of coffee I buy by Folgers to like $14. I see where the prices have gone up on the everyday things that I buy. I can go back and look at my basket because I do a lot of shopping online and tell you the differences from what I paid a year ago versus what I'm paying now. What I paid 7 months ago versus what I'm paying now. And people are letting folks know that money, those tariff dollars are going back to the company. They're not coming to consumers. For the companies that's still in business, because some companies went under. Some folks lost everything with these tariffs. Small mom and pop shops. But some of them will be able to recoup dollars. But the American taxpayer, who a lot of these companies pass those tariffs on to, we're not getting nothing. So we done took a $1,700 hit potentially. And we don't have nothing to show for it. All of that tap dancing about we're going to make people pay their fair share. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And a lot of it was just being punitive. It was just Trump being low down because he could be. We got nothing. You done took people through all this stress and this drama, and we don't have nothing to show for it. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
I'm doing all right. Y'all were talking about the 2 live crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you something that Luke doesn't get his, they don't give Luke the props that he actually fought for, which I think was a very negative thing. I'm going to be honest with you. After Luke won that case, all hell broke loose.
In terms of what?
In terms of the free speech. I mean, TV went crazy. They went to cussing on TV, saying all kind of stuff that me and you probably would never even thought that could even be said or did on TV. When Luke is the reason why hip hop went as broad as it did with the swearing and all of the free speech stuff. I mean, it really went crazy. So they never give Luke what he's supposed to get. Now I'm not happy with what he did because what he did was it made a mess. But most of your hip hop people don't know that that's where it all started. That law case.
So I do want to just say, just for the record, that the very first curse word was uttered on broadcast television in the 1960s.
I'm not trying to fight with you.
You ain't got to fight, but I'm just saying we're going to be accurate because you get profanity and a lot of stuff introduced long before the 1990s when Luke is out here making his music. I mean, you can go back to, we laugh about it all the time, stuff that we used to hear on All in the Family and the Jeffersons. It was all kind of crazy stuff being said back in the day.
We not, hold on, but I'm talking about the B word on TV. All of that stuff was you can't even hardly say that stuff right now on your radio station from the FCC. They'll come clown.
Yeah, but you can say it on Sirius XM. You can say it on a bunch of outlets. You can't say it on this.
Broadband radio. That's a broadband radio. That's something entirely different.
Yeah, I get it, regular. But we not gonna put the weight of the change in the way people began to behave on the back of one brother. We're not gonna do that.
No. We're not putting the weight on him. As a matter of fact, he needs to get his flowers because everybody, the stuff that they were selling out, they chunking underground it came from underground when Luke won that case, is what I'm simply saying. When he won that case, it became law. It became in the books. So everybody, they don't even challenge that anymore because of the simple fact the case is in the books. He won that case. So really, everybody else that might have did it, they never challenged it. He challenged it and made it happen. You know, as a matter of fact, the favorite song and videos I liked was Pop That Coochie. That was the baddest one I think they ever did, especially their video. However, when you talk about the tariffs, now the tariffs a lot of stuff is not tariff, is not a tariff. And we're putting that on as though that the tariff has something to do with. This is nothing more than price gouging on local people. Now, there was some stuff that is tariffs, but a lot of stuff that me and you suffer and we buy every day doesn't have a tariff.
If it was imported, and a lot of our groceries in this country are imported, it was subjected to tariffs.
Subjected, but doesn't mean it was. See, we have to be, if we're going to be fair, let's be all.
What did I say? Some companies absorbed it, but many did not. They passed it on to consumers.
In our case right here, we absorbing one thing for sure, and that's that 2.5% tax that Chevy done throwed on us and deprived us of our voting right, and we done seem like we done forgot all about that.
But how we go from tariffs to Chevy?
Because
see what you be doing.
We're talking about the tax.
No, we're talking about tariffs.
Tariff is a tax.
But we're talking about it at the federal level.
Okay, well, guess what? The federal level doesn't hurt many of us.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Meech.
Well, give me one that it does.
Again, the fact that they were able to determine that roughly most American families paid an additional upwards to $1,700 in the cost of everyday goods and services because of the tariffs, Meech. The scientists have already, the economists have already looked at it.
They can say what they want to say, but give me one that me and you suffer every day.
I know, like I said it when I was talking. I know I pay more money for coffee now because of the tariffs. I know I do. They've already explained it.
Coffee.
I got coffee in my hand right now, fool.
From McDonald's.
No, Negro, I made this at the house. I make my own coffee, bruh. Really? And even McDonald's. McDonald's ain't necessarily buying their coffee from coffee manufacturers in the United States. The coffee usually comes in from out of the country.
Oh, I don't hear the button.
Twist yourself in whatever form you got to digest and make excuses for what every economist is willing to talk about.
There's no excuse. I understand. I feel when I go to the store and I see certain things, but then what I do is I analyze and say, you know what? That's that 2%, man.
That's not the 2%. It's not the 2%.
No, I'm talking about here in our city.
Okay, but even here in our city, we've been affected. In our city, we've also been impacted by the federal tariffs, man. Come on, me.
Hold on, listen. I get you, but do you feel the 2% in the county tax?
I'm sure I do.
We'll talk about it.
Well, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. You're not gonna change my grind on what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the State of the Union, and I'm talking about Donald Trump trying to act like the tariffs didn't impact people.
I'm not telling you to change your format right now on the program But what I'm simply saying is that I feel that more than I feel what they talking about Saturday.
Well, okay. Well, I'm sorry. And particularly given all that you do, I know that I don't know how that's true because you do a lot. And between construction projects and all the other things you do, you got to be getting impacted on a real level by what the Trump tariffs have done.
You know what?
Stop playing with me.
I felt? Wood, drywall, and cement.
No, but we didn't hear that in the beginning.
And that stuff is right here. That stuff right here.
Yep. See, I didn't hear that in the beginning, though. I got to take a break, bro. I appreciate your calls. All right, now. Let me go on. See, people like to play with me, but then, wood, drywall, cement. Them ain't Chevy prices, fam. Hey, tell me how to impact you. Wood, drywall, and cement. Now that you mention it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me go to a break. I'll be right back. All right, family, welcome back to the show. So I want to take a second to talk about, and this is in connection to the overall, when Trump, talks about the state of our union and the progress that we're making and all the amazing things we're doing and blah, 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 blah. I was listening to someone's show yesterday, and they mentioned something that I was not familiar with, called Wero. Okay. But then I kept thinking about it, and I'm like, I was aware of kind of what it was about, but I didn't know all of the nuance about it. So Wero, and it's spelled WERO, is a mobile payment system. So right now, many retailers, outlets, folks that do, business, they use MasterCard or Visa to process payments. Okay. And this is accepted all over the world. Just about. You can go anywhere and shop. And if they are, a major player, you can use your MasterCard or your Visa card in these different countries. So back in 2022, because of some stuff that was happening in Russia, Visa cut off the country of Russia from being able to access and process payments through their system. And it set off an alarm. So what do I mean by that? In March 2022, and I said Visa, but it was Visa and MasterCard, suspended operations in Russia, cutting off international transactions following the invasion of Ukraine. Okay. Cards issued in Russia stopped working abroad, while foreign issued cards ceased functioning in Russia. Domestic transactions continued because Russia had their own national system. And so other countries paid attention. And they said, now, wait a minute. Any Visa or MasterCard issued outside of Russia stopped working within their country. And you was able to stop all of that with the flip of a switch. It didn't work. So companies were like, countries, not companies. Countries were like, so what if somebody did that to us? Because so many countries have become dependent on American banking systems to process transactions. Then we get Donald Trump in office, and he is someone who has shown he'll throw his own mama under the bus. There are no friends, only useful tools, useful idiots. And, this man will sell out anybody for self-preservation and, quite frankly, just because he can. So we're not a trusted ally right now in the world. People that consider themselves our partners, and we ride or die. We in NATO together. We rock together. Think about this. Many of you have traveled outside of this country. Just about everywhere we go, people speak English. They speak their language as well, but you usually don't find people in these different countries that they speak English. In America, we are so arrogant, we don't learn anybody's language. Not for real, for real. You could take English as a second. Not English. You could take a foreign language as a second option in high school. My son took French. You can take, take it in college. But we are so arrogant. We don't value anybody else's language and communication style. And we go places expecting the world to do what we do. And because of the economic powerhouse that America is, a lot of the world has responded. So I can go to a restaurant in South Africa or in Greece and sit down and place my order, and the person taking my order is talking to me in English, even though I'm in Athens. I've done this on many of my trips. I told you, I literally went when I was in Cape Town and was raising hell because I had to walk down 19,000 steps to go to the bathroom. And I was like, well, where the bathroom at on the regular level? And they was like, that's the only bathroom we got. Well, what about the people that's disabled? You ain't going to the bathroom in here. And I literally said, what about ADA? And somebody said, my friend that I was traveling with, she said, Michelle, that's the Americans with Disability Act. We in Africa. I was like, okay. So people have capitulated and decided that they were going to do it our way. Well, now that Trump has proven to be so volatile, unreliable, that this easily could go wrong and off the rails, I think in a lot of people's mind, has been one of the things that help to even further push people in other countries to say we cannot rely on the American banking system and the American payment processing systems, these American companies, to do business in our countries. And so a group of bankers in Europe got together and they started working on their own form of digital payment, because that's what we do, to replace Visa and MasterCard. And so they have begun to, and American has known about this since they started working on it. And Americans, in our arrogance, were like, they won't get that done. It's not going to happen anytime soon. And in doing so, these countries have now said, oh, no, we're good to go. And starting in some parts of 2026 and right into 2027, we're going to stop accepting and using Visa and MasterCard as forms of payment in terms of processing, the way we process money in our country. We got our own internal systems. So what you did to Russia in 2022, you won't be able to do that over here. You won't be able to do that. You know how many transactions American companies, MasterCard and Visa, process in China? And what we was doing in Russia? They anticipate this is like $24 trillion that gets impacted. $24 trillion. And this is in part because people understand where they have given leeway to power, where they have allowed us to control things, to run things, that we can't be trusted. So I thought about that. Well, what does that mean for us when we travel in these other countries and we want to be able to use our, American Express, our Visa card, MasterCard, whatever? Like, will we now have to get like a prepaid Wero card to be able to spend money in other countries? But what Donald Trump is effectively doing is making America an isolated island. Now, I'm not crazy. We still the biggest game in the world. And you still have to do business with us. But what people are doing is building in safeguards so that they can't be harmed when, doofus with the cotton candy hair in DC decides, I don't like y'all today. And, I'm going to impose this restriction, or I'm going to take your king, your leader out, because have we talked about Maduro anymore? I mean, like, is that not madness that we have the leader of another country in an American prison and it's not even in the news right now?
Not one word of
it. It's like, and the man's wife. And we're not even discussing it. Like, just banished, just gone. He literally talked about in that speech that, and I think, and I had to go back and listen to it good, but I believe if I heard it right, he joked about people being scared to be on fishing boats now, as a nod to the fact that you are just killing people willy-nilly, talking about drug dealing with no process protocol, nothing behind you that says that this is legal. And you've killed now over 140 some people. I do believe I heard a joke about that in the State of the Union address yesterday. People scared to go out on fishing boats. Man, that's not funny. So as we hear the State of the Union, one of the things that, do I have a caller? I'm okay. One of the things that I'm going to offer up is that our union is less safe. We are more hated. People talk about that Donald Trump is one of the most hated presidents in American history. That's internally. Those numbers are internal. Within the U.S., American citizens are talking about he's one of the most hated presidents in American history. But he's also effectively saying that, but what also is effectively happening is he's making America hated. A lot of people didn't like us anyway, but they had to rock with us because we a powerhouse, because we big like that. We got bread like that. You know how to muscle, you can only do so much. We're a nuclear force. We got one of the coldest militaries, at least in terms of actively being engaged. What did they say? China got all of the pretty bells and whistles, beautiful uniforms, but nobody currently serving in a Chinese army has actually seen combat duty. They ain't really fought nobody for real. So we are a force. Look at Russia. Ukraine this is 4 years now. Ukraine has been giving Russia a run for their money. And if they had what they needed, it would be even worse. So when we talk about the State of the Union, we got to understand this is not just an internal conversation. We now have military personnel deployed all over the world in active ways and ramped up ways that we had not had. But this man came into office telling us and telling you, I'm going to get us out of all these unnecessary wars. And we thought America first was a cool slogan. But that's like saying in your household, mommy first, daddy first, but you got a whole family. So it's hard to say mom first, dad first, but it's kids in the household. It's grandparents that got to be thought about. It's extended family members that may need help and resources. What this man has done is to make America less safe, to put us in a position where people are trying to figure out how to divest in relying on us for services. I don't have to buy my steel from America. I can buy it from somebody else. I don't have to do business with y'all. All that mess with them soybeans and them farmers, man, we done got the brakes beat off of us in this whole situation. So I got to take a break. Caller, I see you. If you can, hang through the break with me. We'll be right back. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. Yeah. The union, it's a broader conversation than what's just happening on American shores. I'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Michelle Bryant, WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. We got, you listening to Say Something Real. We got a caller that held through the break. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Michelle, I had to call you back.
Did you have to call back? Yes,
I did. Because you said America got all of this good stuff, right? And we the biggest game in town, right?
Yeah.
And you said we got it all. We got this and that. But you forgot to say one thing that we got that all the countries done neglected or don't have anymore.
What's that?
We got God. See, we the last Christian. We got God. We the last Christian nation standing on the planet. Europe is gone. The Arabs came in and took that over. America is the last Christian nation where Christianity is still dominant in the whole round world. Once we fall, everything falls. We got God. That's one reason I believe we still standing. Other than that, there's so much wickedness here. Sodom and Gomorrah, without the God, would have to repent to Sodom and Gomorrah if you look at what we're doing here in America. So
we got God. You didn't bring it up. So
you said we got all this power. That power ain't nothing without God. All the big bombs and all that is nothing without God.
What has been the dominant faith in this world for most of the existence of this world? What's the
white man?
I said faith, bruh. I didn't say race.
Faith. Well, faith.
What has been the dominant faith for the most part in the history of this world?
Well, you got to look at what parts of the world you're in. You can go to native. There's a lot in Africa.
I'm talking about in general. Just in general. It
would have to be Christianity.
Those numbers are relatively recent.
Most
people practice the Islamic faith. There were more Muslims in the world than Christians.
No.
Yeah, for a long time.
Christianity.
For a long time. Islam is the number 2 religion right now. Christianity is number 1. Hinduism is number 3. And Buddhism is number 4. But those numbers have flipped. The majority of the world for a long time, it was Islam.
No, listen, Islam came 600 years after
and the world has not turned upside down because people practice the Islamic faith, Meech.
Listen, Islam came
so many of the people that profess to be Christians do the dirtiest mess on the planet.
Are you listening to me?
No, are you listening? Because you got all these Bible thumpers up here in the White House, and we got pedophiles running amongst all of them. We got people who don't want to go through these Epstein files and figure out what's going on. We don't want people to have health care. We don't want people to have affordable housing. What's Christian about any of that? It's Christian in name only, not in practice.
You made a statement.
No, not today. Not today, bro.
You don't want that smoke.
No, you don't want that smoke. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Yeah. Get out of here. I mean, we're going to hang the 10 Commandments in the classroom, but we're going to dismantle the Department of Public Education. We're going to force one particular type of religion, Christianity, on these kids in what state did I say that was yesterday? Louisiana. We're going to force the 10 Commandments to be hung in every classroom, an unfunded mandate. So the legislature says it's important to us to have Christianity and the 10 Commandments hanging in the classroom, but we're not going to pay for it. We talk about all the time. Your budgets reflect your priorities. Supposedly for the Louisiana legislature, the priority is the kids knowing about the Bible, Jesus, and the 10 Commandments, but you don't want to pay for it. You turn around and tell the districts, y'all got to figure out how to print and pay for and get hung up in every single classroom in the Louisiana school district, the 10 Commandments. Well, if it's a priority and it's important, why are you not paying for it? Budgets reflect priorities. I think the Christian thing to do is to make sure that folks can go to the doctor. Now, I don't know what church you go to. I think the Christian thing to do is to feed people. I think the Christian thing to do is to house people. I think the Christian thing to do is not to bully people, not to lie on people. I think the Christian thing to do is not to portray people as apes. But that's your boy, Meech. That's your Republican Party that, you know, you get all hell bent on trying to defend. But don't none of it seem Christian to me. Wait a minute. The fact that we want to ban the word black and the kids down at FAMU can't even put the word black on a Black History Month flyer because they're going to be in violation of the new DEI policies. What's Christian about that? The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. What's Christian about that? Black men and women who have worked their way up through the ranks in the military. You looked at the State of the Union last night. White. Oh, wait, there go Gwen Moore. Oh, wait, there go Congressman Danny Davis. Oh, there's Ilhan Omar. But for the most part, that room did not reflect this country. They happy with that. What's Christian about that? What's Christian about that? So, you know, I'm all for religion, but I'm not interested in what you call yourself. I'm interested in what you do. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Oh, how you doing, Miss Michelle?
What's going on, bro? How you doing this morning?
And all you beautiful souls out there, the ugly ones too. Don't want nobody being left out.
That's so nice of you.
Thank you.
I don't do that. That's my favorite part. I love when he do that. What's going on, fam?
They don't though, because they know who I'm talking about. Them ugly souls. All right, now you took away everything I wanted to say to Mr. Meek.
Say it anyway. You can say it. Go ahead.
I rarely reply to Mr. Meek because I respect him. That brother is intelligent. But I be tripping out on him when he be getting what's the old boy from the Mayberry that throw the rock? Ernest T. Bad. That's right.
Look, I couldn't even think of it.
See, that's Ernest T. Bad. And I respect Meek, but Meek, stop coming with all that and get that slurp out your voice and talk direct to us so we can hear you. We ain't on the corner no more. Ooh. And then number 3, man, I respect you, man, but when you come with them rocks, come with some tape that so that even though you don't thought about it and said it, now have the reply to fix it. Quit coming with all the rocks from busting the windows. Come with some of the stuff to say to protect the windows from people throwing rocks. Because you be saying things, but then you double back and it be tripping me out, jumping off the subject. Okay, now, back to you, Miss Michelle.
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate you. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you back. All right, family. Do I have another caller? Am I good? All right, y'all. So look, a couple of other things that I need to work in this morning. You know, how is it that people can just mess up a party? What does Keith like to say? Some people can't do wrong right. The whole little, you know, tete involving the U.S. women's hockey team after Donald Trump does this invite to the men's hockey team. And I brought this up yesterday, but the reason why I wanted to circle back was because when I was talking about it, I didn't know this other component. So Donald Trump, you know, being misogynistic and grab him by the pee kind of dude that he is, he calls the locker room, you know, of the men on the U.S. hockey team who have one goal, congratulate them, and talks about inviting them to the White House, and then makes this kind of offhanded remark like, oh, you know, that means we probably got to invite the women, and, you know, not acknowledging and appreciating and respecting the fact that the women have one goal. They got the same record as the men, even though their league has been in existence for a shorter period of time. Okay. So the women, they was like, yeah, okay, we got you. The guys on the U.S. team, disrespectful of these other athletes who working as hard as y'all. So the women say, we good, we'll pass. We're not coming to the White House because we understand the sexism laced, you know, kind of laughter that went along with the invite. So we good. We don't need to come. Who steps up to say, hey, ladies, I value you. We respect what you did. We appreciate the hustle. Flavor Flav. So we got Luke running for Congress. Don't stop, get it. Luther Campbell is running for Congress, and Flavor Flav. Like, what's happening in this country?
It's funny that you just
when Flavor Flav act better than the president of the United States.
It's funny that you even just brought up Flavor Flav, because the caller just called and mentioned Flavor Flav and the swim team and
the U.S. Women's hockey team.
The hockey team.
Yeah.
He just called
after the women felt slighted by Donald Trump. So you are there representing the United States of America, and you win gold. And these women are bosses. And the president of your country that you are representing in some way dismisses, belittles, kind of demeans your athleticism and what it was you just did on behalf of this nation. And a private citizen has to step in. And Flavor Flav, like, come on now. I would never see Flavor Flav in this light. But Flav steps up and says, hey, we're going to honor these sisters. We're going to honor these women. And if there's people that want to help me honor them, call me up. You got the hotels from Vegas that call and say they can come stay here for free. You got StubHub ticket company that reaches out and says, hey, we got them for whatever shows they want to see. You got other people calling up saying, hey, we taking care of, massages and dinners. And so now all of these American companies have rallied together to show these women the respect that the president of the United States couldn't figure out how to show. But again, what did I say when I was talking about you tear down a third of the White House, you tear down the portion of the White House that the First Lady typically occupied for her office, where a lot of the things that have been important in history for women happened in that portion of the White House that you tore down. This man don't have no respect for women. There's nothing new here. So we living in a moment when rappers, like, if this the best we can do, I got to step up. Uncle Luke is running for Congress in Florida, and Flavor Flav is stepping in to fill the void that this raggedy individual in the White House has left in terms of leadership and respecting the people that are American citizens that are representing our country. But if you're not a white male, you're not celebrated. You're not elevated. You're not lifted. So even when white women have been signing off on the dismantling of DEI, that's y'all more than it is us. Make no mistake. Flavor Flav has been the sponsor of some of the Olympic women's teams for the past few games. Somebody just sent that to me. So, this is what's going to be required. Everyday American citizens standing up to fill the void that members of Congress are unwilling to do on the Republican side of the aisle, that, people are abdicating their responsibilities, state legislatures. Again, here we have in Wisconsin, the Republicans trying to not trying, it'll be a referendum on the ballot in November saying that, wait. So there are health disparities in Black births, more Black mothers, more Black babies dying in that first year of birth. And we see this. We see it in our state data. So we want to create a state task force to be able to look at that. Or we want to be able to figure out how we deal with things where there are racial disparities that seem to be systemic and we can't figure out what's going on. No, we're going to ban that. And we're going to codify it into the Constitution. We're going to change our state, the state that did not allow slavery, at least in terms of, there were people that were enslaved in Wisconsin, because if you brought an enslaved person with you, they didn't take that person and they didn't say you couldn't do it. But we didn't have slavery as an institution in this state. But this is now in 2026, the state. So we go from being progressive like that. Wisconsin, one of the first states in the country to let women vote before the 19th Amendment is ratified. Because what did I say in previous talks? Women can vote in school board elections in Wisconsin before women were legally allowed to vote. Couldn't vote for mayor, couldn't vote for governor, but you could vote in a school board election. So we are going to go backwards in this state and codify into the Constitution if there are things that are off and we can figure out that race is at the root cause and people are being harmed and impacted differently, it is going to be illegal to have any state, municipality, local body of government look into what's going on in the ways that we've been able to do so at this point. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for the state to figure out how to tell the city of Milwaukee, you can no longer have the Office of African American Affairs. I'm waiting for the state to tell Milwaukee County, you can no longer have the Office of Equity. And the fact that these people are so ridiculous that they don't understand that everybody benefits from equity. We have equity in our households every day, but we've made that a bad word in this country. Let me give you an example of equity in your household. Do all your children wear the same size shoes? You got 3 kids. One wears size 2, one wears size 4, one wears size 9. They all need shoes. Do I buy all 3 children the same pair of shoes, same size shoes? I do not. Why? Because they will be uncomfortable. They won't be effective. They won't be able to use them. So I am using equity when I make sure that each child has the correct pair of shoes that fits their feet. And the fact that these people are so driven by racism and hatred of other and scared of losing power, you don't appreciate equity is a part of everything we do. Everything. We don't feed infants the same food we feed a 6-year-old. Why? Because we have to take their dietary considerations into play. That's equity. The fact that I'm thinking about, we all need to eat, but what do I have to do differently so that you can eat and you can eat and you can eat, given that we have differences? That's equity. And you got white folks running around the country and some black folks silly co-signing for it. Oh, equity is terrible. We don't need equity. The reason why Black radio exists is because our voices weren't being represented in mainstream America. And the stories that they was telling was not our stories. And when they told a story, they made us look as damn bad as they could. That's why we had to create our own. That's why we had to come up with our own outlets. That's equity. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Michelle?
I'm good, bro. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, we don't have a human president. We have a what you call a theological, or it's hard to pronounce that word, a caveman, straight from the cave.
Yeah, bro, he a Neanderthal. You got that for sure. You know, that whole make America great again, we going back. Donald Trump is definitely living in an era that is before people understood how to be fair and how to be appropriate. So yeah, you're right, bro.
You know, I looked at some of the speeches presented last night. That man is out of his mind.
If you waiting on an argument, you're not gonna get one. All right, thank you, bro. I appreciate the call. All right, family. Let me wrap up the show here. Last night, when I talked about just a moment ago the reason why we had to create our own outlets, there is a brother who started a podcast, who regular listener to this show, starts his own podcast, and now I'm blown away. I'm a guest on his show now, and he has gubernatorial candidates coming in to see him and doing the thing, because people are looking for alternative ways to get information out. I was on a show last night, and one of the guests or one of the people that was there at the show, they brought up the whole thing that I've been doing back and forth with this candidate for the 7th district, Stacy Smither, whatever his name is, because depending on which document you look on, it's spelled 2 different ways. It's 2 different names. Same guy, but different names. And so one of the things, though, that the young sister said to me as we were talking about that 7th district race for the county supervisor, she said, I don't currently know much about the incumbent. And I want to, I don't know much about her. And I'm going to tell you, I'm getting old. Because it didn't dawn on me until, and I offered up, she does this, talking about county supervisor Felicia Martin. She does this, she's out here. She's, she even was the state chair for Barack Obama's election campaign, and, this and this with the Democratic Party. So I'm running down this sister's dossier like, no, she's out here. But then I thought about it. When I got in the car and I was driving home, I said, you slipping, Michelle. Because when this young sister says to me, I don't know much about her, but I'm looking at $1,000 computer in your hand that in 60 seconds will give you anything just about you want to know, at least to get you started. How do you not know about her? How do you not know? As we are talking about the importance of the upcoming midterm elections, I don't have to wait for people to show up at my doorstep unless they literally are an unknown entity. In the case of the county supervisor, she's had multiple elections. You type in her name, and right now your screen will be populated with images and stories about who she is. As voters, we got a responsibility too. Because the other thing I thought about, again, driving home is, well, who you been voting for the last couple of elections? Because I don't even know if she's really been contested. So have you voted, or did you skip it? We got to do some work too, y'all. These budgets are limited. It costs thousands and thousands of dollars to send out mailers. A lot of Black candidates don't have that kind of money. And so they got to burn some shoe leather. They might get 1 or 2 mailers off. The mailers costing anywhere from $7,000 to $8,000. We don't donate to campaigns. I want to know about you, but I don't give no money to anybody that's running for office. I give once and I'm done. I've done my great grand gesture. We got a responsibility. Former State Representative Lakeisha Myers did a training the other day, and she said she used something that she had heard in a church service here in town, local church service. She visited somebody's church this past Sunday. And she said the pastor's message was basically like, we're going to have to do more than ever before. We can't look at what happened on the State of the Union, the lies that get told, the misrepresentation of the facts, the painting of this rosy picture, looking at a room that is less inclusive every time this administration shows up somewhere. It was hilarious to me to see them giving Marco Rubio all that love yesterday. Because I'm like, you just a Hispanic pack mule for these white boys that's too dumb to do the job. That's what I see. Because in any other situation, Marco Rubio in the wrong place at the wrong time, ICE would try to detain him. Think about it. You remember what Trump said about Marco Rubio when he was running for office? And then at one point, Marco Rubio has 4 jobs. Secretary of State, National Security, until they farm these out to other people. Marco, I don't even know how Marco Rubio get any sleep, because they was working him like a cotton, a field hand. And I just looked at Marco like, you do realize that you doing a lot of the work of these people sitting around you, and you the brown person in the room. Is that sinking in? Is that sinking in? We still the butler. We still the cleanup crew. We still the garbage collectors, the servers. That's what you look like in that room to me. We have a responsibility, if we are going to change what we are seeing, to do more than we've ever done before. We don't get to sit back in the cut and say, I haven't gotten a mailer. I didn't see the invite to the town hall. Didn't nobody call me? What can you do to learn about these candidates? How can you get information? Literally, if I type in any of these elected, particularly a current incumbent, all kind of stories going to come up. You don't have no excuse for not knowing. And then the next move, well, did you call the office and request a meeting? Y'all, we have to do more than we've ever done before. So with that, I'm going to get ready to wrap the show. But I want to be clear. As we get ready to mark the homegoing, I was just telling some colleagues in the media about they're making it available for the media to have early access to pay tribute, to do stories, whatever we got to do for Reverend Jackson. Reverend Jackson is literally a part of a dying breed. That old era. I looked at Congressman Danny Davis sitting at the State of the Union last night. James Clyburn down in South Carolina. Like these brothers are in their 70s, 80s. Andrew Young, 94. What I say? Andrew Young was 94, I think. When I saw his interview about Jesse Jackson the other day. This is a dying breed. We don't have nobody to call. You know, there is no high profile name that's going to show up on our behalf. Yep, we got Reverend Barber. Yeah, there's Dr. Reverend Sharpton. But these names are far and few between. We got to depend on ourselves to educate ourselves, to show up for ourselves, to defend us. We got to do more than we've ever done before. Like, we need to put that on the t-shirt. More than we've ever done before. And we got to hold people accountable for misinformation. I was so proud of Al Green when he was walking through with his sign last night that said Black people are not apes. But in 2026, you got to tell these people that Black people are not apes. And that there were some Black people trying to defend it. You know, they was just featuring the Lion King and the apes was in the jungle and stop it. Stop it. Like that little old Black lady who was at the Black History Month program. Y'all leave him alone. But you got 8% Black unemployment and more than 350,000 Black women unemployed that were former federal employees that no longer can take care of their family and pay their mortgages. We got to educate ourselves. We got to be better. Because if we depended on other people to look out for us and be fair to us, it's not going to happen. Power concedes nothing without a demand. That's the show for today. Family, I appreciate y'all. Bruhs. Sound like the church guy.
Let the church say amen.
You better sing. Let
the church.
You ready? Let the church
say amen. Let the church say amen.
Is that how it goes?
No, but that's not
how it goes, Jermaine.
That's my version of it. God
always messing up the
God
song.
Bless you and God keep you and God will smile on you. Amen.
And somebody is literally singing, God be with you until we meet.
All right, do the benediction. Amen.
See, so none of y'all reverends called me up in here about playing with church. That's Jermaine.
No,
that is not
it's
me.
just rooted in my spirit.
But you don't never sing it the way it goes,
because
Jermaine. You
I
mess it up every time.
You'll never find. You know, it's just in me. I can't help it.
Oh, it's something in you. I don't know what it is. All right, family. I'll see y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.